dancing, partying with your friends, but it's also a pandemic and you have to stay home. So what are you gonna do? Wine and yoga. So for this practice, get your favorite glass of wine, put on some black clothes in case you spill on yourself, and maybe some lipstick just for the hell of it. And let's get started. All right, so set your glass of wine down by the side where you won't knock it over. Move any animals, sorry Lucy, and we'll get started in down dog here. So settle into the pose. Hands are shoulder width apart. Feet are hips distance apart. Start to slow down your breathing. Feel your shoulders lengthen and the backs of your legs lengthen as well. If you'd like, you can set an intention for this practice, perhaps a goal or a dedication. My intention is to drink the glass of wine without spilling it. One more breath here. Next, inhale. Let's roll out onto a plank. We'll set our knees and our chest and chin down onto the ground. Exhale. And inhale, come up into Sphinx. Set your forearms down on the mat as you open your chest forward, maybe gazing slightly above. Feeling an openness in the front of your body and a nice extension of your low spine. Let's take our hands towards the ground, tuck our toes, and we'll push up into plank and downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Next, inhale, roll out onto plank. This time, set your knees down on the ground as you take your chest all the way towards the mat. Inhale, come up for cobra. Proud in the chest. Exhale, tuck your toes. Set it back, down dog. 3 breaths. Inhale, roll out onto plank. Exhale, lower down from your toes if you can, or your knees. Inhale, let's come up to upward facing dog, coming into the front part of our feet. And exhale, send your hips back to downward dog. Let's inhale, sweep that right leg up. Keeping our hips stacked here, so right hip on top of left hip. So feeling that nice opening in the right side of your body, maybe bending that right knee. See if you can keep your weight equal between your hands still, maybe taking a peek up at your right foot. Let's gently bring the foot forward in between our hands. Grab our glass of wine, settle our back heel down, warrior 1. So, whichever hand you're not holding your wine, bring it up towards the sky. Take a sip. From warrior 1, let's transition to warrior 2. Feet are now 90 degrees to each other. Arms are parallel towards the ground, looking over your right hand. our left hand down onto our leg. So take your wine and put in your right hand if you need to do so. And take your right hand up. Nice stretch right side of your body. Take a sip. And back to warrior two. Now let's see if we can swing this into warrior three. So come up onto your back toes and begin to lean forward, bending that right knee, and we'll hop into warrior three. Just going to shift back a little bit so my head isn't going straight into the wall there. My hands are just underneath my chest in a prayer position, praying to my glass of wine. One more breath here. Let's set our wine down on the ground and come into a forward split. So option to wrap your right hand around the shin if you'd like, or you can even try putting your left hand behind for more of a balance challenge. Be mindful of where your glass is, using that as motivation to stay up. All right, let's place both hands down on the ground if they're not there already. Let's hop or step back to plank. And lower down in chaturanga. Exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Moving towards the other side. Inhale, sweep your left leg high, stacking hips on top of each other, bending that left knee, maybe looking over your right shoulder. Now let's draw the left knee forward towards your nose and step your left hand between your legs, coming up to warrior one. Lining your left hand this time, take your right hand up. Ground down through your back heel. Square your hips towards the front of the mat. Take a sip. Let's take this to warrior two now. Finding a deep bend in that left knee here. Seeing if you can find 90 degrees. Let's take the right hand down onto our right leg as we tilt it back here. Looking up. Breathing still. Grabbing a sip if that's in your practice. Coming back to warrior two. Pivot onto the toes of your back foot and let's shift it forward into warrior three. Hands at prayer. Bringing that right hip down in line with your left. Let's set our glass of wine down on the floor as we come to standing splits. Both hands on the ground or left hand behind your left leg, or maybe even take your right hand to touch your leg as well. Balancing here wherever you are. And let's plant our hands down on the mat. Hop or step back to chaturanga. Lowering down, exhale. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice job. 3 breaths here, or take child's pose if you prefer that instead. Inhale, lift your heels, hop or step your feet to the front of the mat. Grab your glass of wine with your right hand. We're coming into a balance here, tree pose to begin. Ground down through your left foot, place your right foot on your shin or your thigh, just avoid the knee. Let's gaze forward here. And if you like, you can take your hands up towards the sky, or even try closing your eyes. Slowly open your eyes here. Let's take the wine into your left hand. Drawing the right knee into your body, hug it in for a quick second, and let's release it to 90 degrees. Now you stay with your knee bent at 90 with your right hand on your knee, or you take your big toes and extend your right leg. Grab a sip. Now let's see if we can open up the right knee or the foot out towards the side. Extend the left arm. Feel a long line of energy from your left arm all the way towards the right side of your body. Let's release the hold here. And with our right knee, we'll wrap it over our left. Let's sit back in eagle. So this is like chair, but with twisted legs. And we'll see if we can take our right arm underneath our left for eagle arms. See if you can take a sip of your wine here. And bring your hands up. One more breath. Maybe you do a little dance. And release. Shake it out. Good job. We do one side, which means it's time for the other. Take your wine, right hand this time. Left foot on shin or thigh. Coming into tree. So your hands can be together at your chest, or you can begin to grow your hands up and maybe even closing your eyes if you feel confident. Clearly I'm not as good on this side compared to the other, and that might be the same for you as well, and that's totally okay. Embracing the asymmetry of our bodies. Be proud in your chest. All right, we'll release our arms down if they're up, and let's give a half hug into our left knee. Take our knee to 90, you stay here, or grab a hold of the toe. Let's take our left leg out, right hand out. Keeping your gaze on one part of the room that's unmoving. All right, let's release the left leg or the knee. Wrap our left leg all the way over the right. Maybe tucking the toes, your left toes, if there's space. Now you can stay here with hands at center or also take eagle arms. So left elbow underneath right, and maybe your palms come to touch. See if you can get some wine in as well. Let's bring our hands up. Staying strong here in your legs. Focus on your breath. And unravel your arms, unravel your legs. Shake it out. Let's set our wind down as we come to a flow. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, dive over. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, hop or step, plank. This time, we actually stay at plank here as we move over to the right side of our body. Let's take our wand in our left hand, coming into side plank. Stack your shoulders on top of each other. If this is a little challenging for you, you can take your right knee towards the ground. See if you can take your left hand over top, bringing your left tricep towards your left ear. Finding that arch in your body. Let's ground down through the left leg, step our right leg forward, fall in triangle. So this time you push through your right hand, lift your hips. Take your left hand behind to open up your chest. And we gently release down onto the ground. Place both hands down. Sweep your right leg up. And maybe three-legged flow. Chaturanga, exhale. Up dog. Down dog. Let's roll out onto plank again. Except now we're doing the other side. So from plank, grab your wine, roll onto the left side of your body. Always option to take it from your knees. And let's stack our shoulders on top of each other before we bring our right hand over. Pushing down through the left hand, imagining that you are a curved banana or moon. Sending breath to your right ribs. Let's ground down through the right foot. Step our left leg forward. Take it into this forward behind as you open your chest up towards the sky. Let's set that right hand down on the mat. Come up onto the toes of your right foot. Inhale, sweep the left leg up, three-legged dog, and let's send it forward to three-legged plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward dog. And downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Inhale, lift your heels, hop or step your feet to the front of the mat. Grab your wine and come to boat. What we're going to do now is Russian twists, holding our glass of wine in both hands. So option, have your knees bent or straight, depending on your flexibility and whatever you want to do today. So we'll just slowly twist towards the right side of our body, drawing our abdominal muscles in, and back to center, and to the left. Back to center. And a few more times back and forth. See how slow you can make this movement. All right, let's take it to regular boat pose, and we'll set it down 50%. Your legs are hovering. Grab a sit. And take your hands out. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 2, 2, 1. Lower down. Take this moment to catch your breath if it escaped you a bit. Set your glass of wine down. Wrap your hands behind your legs as you roll back and forth, eventually meeting in seat. So we're going to come up onto our knees here, and we'll work towards camel pose. So let's tuck our feet to begin. If you know you already have that spinal flexibility, you can come up onto the tops of your feet. Take the glass of wine in hand, and with your right hand, place it on your right heel. And let's begin to shift our hips forward and our upper body back. See if you can take your left hand up and over behind you a bit. Being careful not to spill your wine. Come back up to center. Take a sip before you transition to the other side. Wine in right hand, left hand on left heel. As we begin to open up our chest and lean back. Option to take your right hand over top so that you have a nice stretch throughout the entirety of your body. Let's come out of this pose. Set your wine down. Plant your hands. We'll step back to plank and chaturanga. Exhale. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep your right leg up. Stack your hips on top of each other. Bend that right knee. And this time, see if you can flirt with wild thing or come straight into wild thing. Glorious opening of your heart. Let's unwind from wild thing. Sweep your right leg up. And then we'll bring your right foot forward towards your left wrist into pigeon. You may need some cushioning underneath your hips, and that is more than appropriate. And when you found a comfortable position, begin to settle your arms down onto the ground and maybe your forehead as well. Let's slowly come up. Grab a sip. Plant our hands. Sweep our right leg up. Now here, you can take a three-legged flow, regular flow, or you can practice hopping up into handstand with me. It's helpful to use a wall if you like. And from handstand, we'll transition into our chaturanga flow. Wow, this is definitely a little harder when you're pretty much all the way done your glass. So I'm going to skip it. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Let's sweep our left knee up, stacking our hips on top of each other. Begin to shift the weight towards your right hand as you tip it back to wild thing. Unwind from wild thing. Sweep your left leg up. And bring your left leg towards your right wrist. Pigeon. Again, get comfortable while you're in upright pigeon before settling your upper body down. Stay in pigeon a bit longer if you'd like, or if you're ready, come up a bit, take a sip, plant your hands, and take whatever kind of flow you'd like. I'm going to attempt, keyword attempt, a handstand here. starting in downward facing dog. In downward dog, inhale, lift your heels. And we'll hop or step our feet to the front of the mat. Lengthen our legs in front of us, coming into a seated forward fold. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, dive it forward. You can keep this forward fold active or passive. Active by drawing up your knees, pointing your toes up towards the sky, or passive by letting gravity do all the work and taking whatever shape feels comfortable for your body. Let's slowly come out of our forward fold here. We'll bring our feet a bit closer towards our body. Grab your glass, you should be on your last few sips. And we'll come to a reclined twist. So this is honestly kind of a skill here, to drink while you're laying on the ground. So take your second last sip here. Bring your arms out to 90 degrees, so cactus arms. And let your feet fall over towards the right side, looking over the left side of your body. Cactus arms allows you to not only open up your shoulders, but a bit of your chest as well. Taking this time to slow down your breath. Bringing your legs back to neutral, finding your final sip here. And let's let our legs fall over towards the left as we look over the right side. One more breath in our reclined twists. And let's bring it back to center. Giving yourself a nice squeeze of everything in. And finally, letting go. You made it. Hopefully you feel a little bit more relaxed. Perhaps it's from the yoga. Maybe it's from the wine. Whichever one it is, doesn't really matter. this moment to reflect on how you're feeling physically, mentally, emotionally. And I just want to say that even though sometimes I'm frustrated with having to stay home all the time, I hope I've spread some positivity with this fun-filled practice to you at home. So as always, thank you so much for joining me in this practice today. I hope you guys all have a great rest of your day, and stay healthy, stay safe, wash your hands. Namaste.